Pay attention to how they act when they think you're already gone. People reveal who they are most clearly when they no longer fear losing you. That's when the effort drops. The masks slip. The version of them that showed up to keep you starts showing up to keep themselves comfortable instead. You see it in the texts that get shorter, the plans that get canceled last minute, the way your needs suddenly feel like too much now that you're not walking away. And the worst part is they'll call it being real or getting comfortable. But comfort without care isn't comfort. It's complacency. When someone stops being afraid of losing you, they stop trying to keep the version of you that fell for them. They start expecting you to stay for the version they're offering now. And that's the moment you start feeling it in your gut. The conversations feel heavier. The silence feels colder. You're doing more emotional math than you ever did at the start, just trying to make it add up to what it used to be. People won't always tell you they've checked out. Most of the time, they show you by what they stop doing. The good mornings that disappear. The listening that turns into waiting to talk. The effort that becomes a negotiation. It's usually subtle. They don't become cruel overnight. They just become a little less present, a little less consistent, a little less invested. Each time betting you won't notice or won't say anything. But you notice. Your body notices before your mind catches up. That's why you feel uneasy even when nothing bad happened. Because absence doesn't always look like silence. Sometimes it looks like someone sitting right next to you while their attention is somewhere else entirely. Someone answering your questions but not asking any of their own. Someone who remembers your birthday but forgets how you felt last Tuesday. And the hardest part is you'll start blaming yourself first. You'll wonder if you're asking for too much, if you're being too sensitive, if you're ruining what's left by even bringing it up. But that discomfort is data. It's your system telling you that the dynamic has shifted, and you're the only one trying to pretend it hasn't. When people stop fearing they'll lose you, they stop protecting the version of the relationship that made you feel safe. And once you see that shift, you can't unsee the difference between being chosen and being kept around. Being chosen feels active. It shows up in the small choices they make when no one's watching. They still share things with you first. They still ask how your day actually went. They still make space for you even when it's inconvenient. Being kept around feels passive. It's the bare minimum that keeps you from walking out. It's replies that come late but just fast enough to keep you from giving up. It's affection that only shows up after you start pulling back. And that's when the resentment starts building. Not because you expect perfection, but because you can feel the difference between someone trying and someone maintaining. You start keeping score without meaning to. You start rehearsing conversations in your head that you know won't go anywhere. You start mourning the version of them you met before they got comfortable. And that's when you realize the relationship didn't change overnight. It changed the moment they stopped believing you'd leave. Because people don't usually reveal their worst side in anger. They reveal it in comfort. When the fear of losing you is gone, the incentive to keep showing up fully goes with it. You'll see it in how they handle your boundaries now. Before, a no got respect. Now it gets pushback or silence or a guilt trip. You'll see it in how they spend their time. Before, they made time. Now they fill their schedule and fit you in if there's room. And the hardest part is they'll act like nothing changed. They'll say you're different, like you're the one who moved the goalposts. But you're not. You're just finally noticing the goalposts were moved on you. That's why it feels like grief even while they're still here. You're not losing them in one moment. You're losing them in 1,000 small moments where they chose convenience over connection. They get comfortable enough to keep showing up for you. And that's the difference you feel in your nervous system before you can even put it into words. One kind of comfort makes you feel safe to be yourself. The other makes you feel like you have to shrink so they don't have to try. When someone stops fearing they'll lose you, they stop noticing the little things that made you feel seen. The way you light up talking about something dumb. The way you go quiet when you're hurt but don't say it. The way you need reassurance that isn't just words. If they're the right person, noticing those things becomes automatic again. Not because you asked, but because they care more about keeping you than keeping things easy. If they're not, you'll spend the relationship trying to earn back the version of them that only existed when they thought you might leave. And that's not a relationship. That's a performance you're stuck paying for with your peace. And once you see that pattern, you have a choice. You can keep explaining yourself to someone who's already decided you're not going anywhere. Or you can remember that love without effort isn't love. It's just access. People show you who they are when they think the deal is closed. Believe them in those moments. So pay attention when the fear of losing you disappears. Notice what stays and what quietly slips away. Because the truth comes out in the absence of effort. The right people don't need the threat of losing you to treat you well. They treat you well because losing you would feel like losing themselves. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.